What's up guys, Philip here with Satisfye. Today we are going to take a look at the RyzePad's and RyzePad rubbers for the Nintendo Switch 2 and Switch 2 Pro controller. Alright, so in front of us we have the Satisfye RyzePad's, and this one pack is actually kind of like a multi-use pack because it's going to work for your Nintendo Switch 2, it's going to work for your Switch Pro controller 2, and it's also going to work for your old Pro controller, as well as your PlayStation 5 controller if you have a PlayStation 5. So let's dive in, let's have a look, get a little bit closer view on how these things are installed and what the RyzePad rubbers are. So here we have the RyzePad rubbers. Now these are going to ship with every Nintendo Switch 2 RyzePad packet. If you get a 2-pack, it's going to include a 2-pack of RyzePad rubbers. And if you get the 5-pack, it's going to include 4 RyzePad rubbers or 2 of these. So this is the Switch 2 Pro controller, and this is what your RyzePad rubbers and RyzePads look like installed on the Pro controller. These are both notches, and I'll go over that. So there's 3 different kinds of RyzePads if you don't know. We have our swivel, we have our notch, and we have our wave. So RyzePad rubbers, they are doing 2 things for us. First and foremost, what they're doing is they're letting us install our RyzePads on multiple different joystick sizes. Rather than having myself manufacture multiple different sizes for different controllers and different joysticks, the RyzePad rubbers just kind of make it all one even playing field. It's kind of like a one size fits all. But the other thing that they're doing is they're actually protecting your joysticks from any wear and tear that might happen from the feet of the RyzePad, while at the same time there is technically a third thing that they're doing, and what that is it's making it a little bit of an extra tight fit. Now why you want this extra tight fit is because in intense game sessions, these kinds of products are known to fall off controllers that have 3 feet, maybe some have 4 feet. Ours have 4 feet, so they're much less likely to fall off. But with the RyzePad rubbers, they are 100% not coming off now, no matter how intense that gaming session is. What you're gonna do is you're going to just really kind of get one angle on and then wrap it around the rest of the joystick. And eventually it's going to wrap around. There we go. So now this one's installed. And then once installed, what you're gonna wanna do is just kind of like fine tune it. You're just gonna wiggle it around, make sure it's evenly on, I would say evenly distributed across the entire joystick. And you wanna lean more towards having more material on the top of the joystick than on the bottom of the joystick. And I'll show you why that is in a minute. So let me get this second one on, and they're really easy to put on. Kind of looks like they might be a pain in the butt, but there you go, just one-handed, I did it right now. Here I have 2 RyzePad notches. I've got a high and a low. What you're gonna do is you're going to take the 2 back feet, you're gonna wrap it on the rear, and then with your finger, you're gonna almost kind of wanna hold the RyzePad rubber in place as you push the other 2 feet on, and that's it. That is a properly and very well installed RyzePad rubber. I'm gonna do the same thing over here, align the notch, 2 back feet on, and then I'm gonna hold my finger on that front and then push it forward into the joystick, and there we go, that one's installed. Now, I wanna show you why it was important that we loaded more of the material from the rubber on the top of the joystick than the bottom. Because what's gonna happen is when you do this, you can see here, you're gonna get a little bit of bulging on somewhere on the side, and you can see there's less bulging here than there is here. Honestly, this bulging really doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. You're not gonna feel it, but if you just want to visually reduce that amount of bulging, then you do want more material. Whether you're using the original Pro controller or the new Pro controller, they both work, and they're gonna work for both. So let's go over to the Nintendo Switch 2 now. So with the Switch 2, install process is basically exactly the same. I'm gonna take this out of our grip, detach one of the Joy-Cons, and here we go. Same RyzePad rubber right here. And one thing you can do, one trick that I've learned is if you do this little pinching motion here, if it's having a hard time wrapping all the way underneath that joystick, just give it a little pinch and that'll open it up. RyzePad rubber on, RyzePad going on, and there we go. That is it. Easy as that. RyzePad rubbers installed. And that is the RyzePads for Nintendo Switch 2 and Switch 2 Pro controller. I hope this video was helpful. Comment below, let us know what you guys think. As always, don't forget to subscribe and the little bell icon thing. Join us on Discord if you want to find the most up-to-date information. That's discord.gg/Satisfye Gaming, and follow us everywhere else at Satisfye Gaming, and we'll see you guys in the next video.